You have a presidential race that's close. I think we would all agree that it's close. You have a U.S. Senate race that 5 months ago, I couldn't talk reporters into believing was going to be a U.S. Senate race. There was this Baldwin bias of, oh, you can't beat Tammy Baldwin. I'd hear it from state reporters, from national reporters. She's just too strong. There's no way she can lose. First poll, she's only up by 7. Second poll, she's only up by 3.5. Last poll, even to 3, all within 6 weeks. 6 weeks. So whatever Baldwin bias people might have out there about that being a non-competitive race, it's obviously competitive. So that ought to be put off to the side. So you got president, right, U.S. Senate, 2 congressional seats that'll be active, and then a new map for the legislature, which is something, from a finance perspective that, right, people don't necessarily see. But that will be very expensive. It's essentially reapportionment 2.0. So it's going to be expensive this time at all levels, I think.
All right, talk about the Senate race.
So I agree with all the points about how many things are happening on the ballot. And it means that some voters in Wisconsin will cast a ballot that could determine the assembly majority, that could move us towards Democrats towards flipping the Senate majority, that could flip a House seat, and that could hold the Senate majority for Democrats and prevent MAGA Republican leader to be determined from taking over for Mitch McConnell, and define the presidential election. Those are some of the most powerful ballots in the history of American democracy. This year is a special year in that sense because the stakes are so big at every single level. And that'll drive spending, that'll drive volunteer activity everywhere. I think it'll drive up turnout. And I think it'll drive up turnout in ways that move across races. So you're going to have people who are motivated to throw out Robin Vos who then go out and vote for President Biden. And maybe that happens on the reverse, but I can't speak to that. The thing that I'm so interested in is in all these races, they're truly toss-ups. And I think the Senate race is a good example of this. I had the same problem because I have been telling people that Tammy Baldwin is a fantastic senator. She is a dynamite campaigner, and Wisconsin is Wisconsin. This is a state where both sides, if you run a serious campaign, you start at 48% of the vote. And that means that we should treat the Senate race as a toss-up until proven otherwise. And the polling is now coming to reflect. Republicans are discovering that they have a Republican nominee, and their default is to support the Republican nominee until they find out what the Republican nominee thinks of them.